On this episode of The Auto Archaeologist, we're here in Missouri looking at a bunch of really cool Mopars sitting out in a farm field. This one, mostly B-body convertibles. I know it's going to be hard to see, but I thought I'd just run through here real quick. We were here back in 2021 and then 2023, but I just ran out of time, so I thought I'd just go through real quick and show you what's going on, because a few of the cars have left. All right, this right here is a 1968 Dodge Dart. I mean, it's a 69. I thought I had round marker lights. Let me see. It is 68. It has round marker lights. This right here is the remains of a 69 Roadrunner convertible. And the whole thing about it is the gentleman who owns all these cars rescued them from various junkyards through the decades. And he had them originally at his house. He owned a large big parcel of property, and unfortunately the neighbors complained and he had to move it out to his farm. So that's why they're all out here, and they've been here, he says, about a decade. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Like this 1969 Plymouth GTX bronze car, very rare, which is really, really neat. I'll show you real quick. Automatic on the floor. Looks like it may have been a bronze interior, maybe tan. Oh, looks like they got the truck out. We're going to be pulling a 70 Dart SSA out of the field here in just a little bit. Next to it is a 1968 Plymouth Satellite convertible. Looks like it's automatic on the column. Blue car, blue interior. Another one that he rescued this out of a junkyard. Here's 69 Satellite convertible. No, sorry, another 68. This one looks to have been a green car with maybe a black interior. And then we got 67 Coronet. What remains of a convertible. It was probably a parts car, because I'll go over there in a minute, but that blue car is a 67 Coronet RT convertible 440 4-speed car. One of purportedly 7 built. Let's go over here real quick. Gotta be careful with the high. It's been raining here and muddy, and there's holes and there's bees and all kinds of stuff. 69 Plymouth Satellite convertible. And then, yeah, here's the 67 Coronet RT convertible. I don't know if you can really see the remains of the 4-speed humper there. And going back to those cars. This one was hard hit. And he pulled it out of a junkyard because he knew it was a rare, cool car. And I believe, was this? Yeah, this is a 67 GTX. Same thing, it was wrecked. The guy was running from the cops down an alley. And, whoop, hole. And he was just bouncing down the alleyway along, trying to escape, and bashed up both sides of the car. And then he got this from police impound or something like that. But a real 67 GTX. You can see the remains of the 67 GTX 1-year only hood scoop. Looks like it was a yellow car originally. Next to that is a 67 Satellite, probably a parts car for that. This right here is another 1967 Plymouth GTX, not a convertible, but a fairly complete car. I think this may have been one of the ones that came out of R&R salvage. A lot of these came out of there. You can see it's a silver car, not much unlike the Silver Bullet. It's been here a while that the tree is growing up and around the car on both sides. And let's see if it has interior. It has no interior. It has, I don't know what the heck's in there. Then we got another 66 Satellite. And a 65 V8 Plymouth Belvedere. Very nice. And a 1969 Dodge Dart GTS. And this looks to be a 3D3 car. Yep, well, at least it says 3D3 on there. Let's check the VIN. Yep, H, 3D3 car. Let's take a look. Automatic on the floor. Bucket seats. Thumb wheel radio. Pretty darn nice. It still has the rear door panels on it. Oh, just real quick. 70 Challenger convertible, what remains of it. And a 70 Barracuda, the remains. He didn't let anything go to scrap. He saved anything he could out of whatever junkyards he was at or near or heard about. But here's that 1969 GTS Dart. Has the cool tail panel. So has the original embossed. Let's see here if I can get it. Yep. Still has the GTS embossment. This thing is really, really neat. And unfortunately, the weeds are getting a little extreme. When I was at this property back in 2023, this was the very first time I'd ever brought my drone out to a find to document it from a different perspective. Has my droning gotten a lot better? Yeah, it definitely has improved. You can see that there was a lot of growing pains here at the beginning. I didn't quite know what I wanted to do, and I know when I have more time, I will do better. But I really wanted to get that perspective of how epic this area was and all the cool Mopars that were stashed all around it. Because this allowed you to get a whole different view. And I was lucky enough that the owner allowed me to basically just hang out and do whatever I needed to do while they went off and did their own thing. Because this is an active farm. Over on the other side, they are plowing, and you can see in other videos, you can see that there's tractors and all kinds of stuff. So them allowing me to just pull up, actually I shouldn't say it, I had to walk a good probably half mile to get to this field where the cars were, because the Challenger is not exactly made to go down a muddy path. They said I was going to get stuck, and their own truck got stuck when we were there just a few weeks ago. So they were right. It was still a really neat opportunity. Really reinforces in my mind that I need to get a truck, but the ability of the drone to give you a bird's eye view of what was there definitely made it completely worth it. I just wish I had more time. That's always my big limiting factor is time. You can see the big difference here in a few minutes on the pictures between 2021, 2023, and 2026. It is a very stark difference. Here you can see in 2021 that it was late winter, like February, March, I think, when we went there. And the grass was green because we had had a warm winter, but nothing had sprouted. It was just bare scrub, basically. Allowed you the opportunity to really look around and see what you had. And when I was there in 2021, I had no idea that this existed. I was invited out there on a lark by my friend Seth and the owner. He's like, "Hey, do you want to come see the farm?" And I'm like, I thought it was this other location. And then they took me out here, and legitimate, this used to be a farm field. You'll see there's wheat growing in there and weeds and all that now. But here you can see in 2023, we were there in early spring when it had been a worse winter and the grass was all still dead. Wow, what a change a few months makes. Because when I was there in early mid-June 2026, as you saw in the earlier video and in future videos, the grass was as high as me in spots, which was really unexpected, being that both times previously I hadn't seen it that way. The plan eventually is to sort out these cars into A bodies, B bodies, E bodies, later cars, maybe even sort them by year if possible, because in the future, I mean, he already sold one car. I think the plan is to straighten everything out and start, doing like Clay and Sons and just putting cars with, engines and all that and selling stuff. So I'll keep you all posted. Hey, Automotive Ventures, I hope you enjoyed that little video going back to my friend's farm field full of rare Mopars, and there'll be a few videos, you know, going over some of the stuff. But I hadn't been there in 3-4 years, and first time I was there was in 2021. So it was really neat just to see, like, I didn't show the pink 70 Roadrunner that was there. He did sell that one, which really surprised me. And things might be changing here in the future. I'll keep everyone updated. But what did you think of the SSA rescue from last week and the video from this week? I thought it was really interesting to see the difference from time of year. Like, we're only in June, and it was insane, the growth. I'd only been there in either the winter or really early spring, so it was really cool to see that. I mean, it was a wheat field before he started putting cars in there. I'm back in my garage, and actually this week went really... Oh, it's raining on me. Oh, boy, hold on one second. Okay, I'm a little bit drier in here. It's Sunday. I usually do these Sunday night before I put up the video on Monday, and it is pouring rain right now. It is raining. And I was trying to get underneath the tree to keep dry, but not the point. This week, I actually did a bunch on the green car. I did the front brakes, I cleaned it up, I finished a few odds and ends. You can see it was uncovered, and I actually took it for a drive. About a half a block before I ran out of gas. Yet again. And so I fortunately had about a half a gallon in a gas container here for my lawnmower. So I threw that in. I got it home. Then I went and got 2.5 gallons and threw it in the car for future. But yeah, that was pretty fun. The brakes are better, but they're not fixed. Something's wrong with the pedal. It's way too long until the pedal effort is equating to actual stoppage. Like, it's the end of the travel of the pedal that you can feel the brakes starting to grab. And so I recently bought one of these, a little brake push rod tester, or measurer. And so I'm gonna, as soon as this car moves, I will be pulling the master and seeing if my push rod is the incorrect length. I did buy a adjustable brake push rod kit. It will be here this week sometime. I hope that's the issue. I don't have a vacuum gauge to see if my engine puts out enough vacuum to run them, because it has vacuum disc brakes on it, or boosted brakes, whatever you want to call it. That will be the next thing. This thing was $7, and the vacuum tester, I don't know if they rent them at AutoZone or whatever. I bet you I could probably borrow a friend's, but I'll look online, and I'll see here shortly. Maybe I'll talk to Keith, and maybe he can check and see what his notes say about the car. But yeah, so things are moving along. The other day was trying to help my brother out and do the rear brakes on his 2020 Ford Escape. And it looks like I destroyed the emergency brake caliper, because it's like some plastic thing, because what I read on what to do to retract it, I guess, may have broken the vanes on the inside. So it's stuck here. He has my blue car, and tomorrow I get to take it to my friends at McKenna Automotive, and they're going to see what I broke and fix it. So the green car is stuck, this car is stuck, and my brother has the blue car. So I've been driving the minivan everywhere. Yeah, and then this week, I actually got a bunch of cool stuff going on this week. This week, as soon as this thing's gone, I'm going to work on this. And next week is the McCacken at the Gilmore, or muscle car, RPM, Real Performance Muscle at the Gilmore Car Museum. I will be there in person, helping keep the show going. I'm going to say I'm working the show. I'll be there on Saturday. Then Saturday night I leave to go to the Fox Lake Mopar show on Sunday. So that should be a lot of fun. I'll put the information, obviously, as this is going. So yeah, next weekend should be nice. And then the weekend after that is 4th of July. I'll be up in I'll be up in Wisconsin the entire week of like starting on the 4th, all through like 10 days after that. I will be in southern Wisconsin. So if you got any cool barn finds or anything, I could come check out. Let me know in the comments below or DM me any of my social. I'll be around. But I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm doing okay. Definitely better than my last end of video where I was at Wally's after Power Tour. That was a long, long day. We pulled the dart out, and then I had to drive home. So go check out the dart video. It's pretty funny. But I'll talk to you guys all soon. You stay safe.